Welcome to the Online Course Coach Podcast, brought to you by TrueFocusMedia.com. Whether you're a beginner or expert, this is the podcast for the latest in online course creation tips, news, interviews, and ideas. And here's your coach, Jeff Long.
Welcome back to another episode of the Online Course Coach Podcast. Again, my name is Jeff Long, and this is the podcast that talks about online courses, whether it's creating them, marketing them, or creating a better learning experience. This is the podcast for you. And in this podcast, this isn't necessarily for experts. I know a lot of you are just investigating, how do I create a course? Why should I create a course? And what are some tips that will cut down the learning curve and make this course that I want to create more efficient, more effective, faster to create, and easier to get online? So if that fits you, then this is the right podcast for you. And today we're talking about 5 reasons why you must use video in your online courses. And, it's interesting. I get asked a lot how to create effective videos for online courses that, truly teach someone without it taking a long time to create the videos. Everybody knows that video can take a long time. And just so you know, my background is in both video production, website development, and e-learning, kind of the mix of those 3. And so, it's easy for me to create videos, but it's taken, 13 years for me to have it be easy. So I don't want to overwhelm you with information, but I do realize that video can seem complicated, costly, and confusing. So I've actually created a mini course that will help take the confusion out of that process and help you create easy videos for your online courses. So in the last episode, I talked about this a little bit. I actually added something to this video. So it used to be called the 6 tips to create better online courses. I added a 7th tip just to round it out. I like odd numbers. I guess that makes me odd. But anyway, 7 tips to create better online videos. And I share, 7 things you need to know to create effective online course videos. And this will help cut down the learning curve significantly. I put some of my top favorite tips in here that will make your videos more effective. They will help you create those videos faster and better. And so I'm giving this video away for free. So if you go to onlinecoursecoach.com/7 tips, that's the number 7 and then tips, onlinecoursecoach.com/7 tips. I do have a short survey that I'd love to get your thoughts, just where you are in the process, what you're struggling with, and things like that. It'll probably take you a minute, maybe 2 minutes to fill out. And then you get immediate access to 7 tips to create better online course videos. And then once you watch that video, leave a comment. What tip did you like the best? Maybe it's something you haven't considered. Maybe it's something you want to try. I would love to know which of those is your favorite or something maybe you haven't thought of before. All right, so today's theme here is video for your online courses. And I know that, without good quality video in your online course, your course won't be as effective, engaging, popular. I could go on and on. And so to me, having the right types of videos in your course is critical. The other aspect I think is marketing. So let's just kind of take this one step at a time. So these are the 5 reasons I think you must use video in your online courses. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I'll just do it the easy way, whether it's, text and images. Maybe I'll only do screen capture videos where I'm only showing my PowerPoint slides. And, I think there are different levels of video, different quality levels of video for sure. And so I think, while I prefer and I recommend having you be on camera for the video, I know there are different types of videos that you can create for your online courses. And maybe sometime I'll create a podcast or a resource on the different types of videos you can create. But let's talk about the 5 reasons, first of all, why you must use video in your online course, especially with you being on camera, is a little tagline. So number 1, people learn by seeing and hearing. We know this. And if we're trying to make an online course that's truly effective, we want to do what's best for the student. And yeah, it might take a little bit more time, planning, preparation, maybe even spending a few dollars to buy a lavalier mic or something like that to make your videos better. It's going to be worth the investment, especially if you're in this for the long haul. Now, if you're in this just to make a quick buck, if you're, a marketer and you just want to, make money off of people, well, to begin with, this isn't the podcast for you. We do give marketing tips and strategies, but it's more so you can serve your audience, serve your students, teach and train people more effectively, and just help other people. So that's really the focus of this podcast and this episode. So number 1, again, you can use videos, or you should use videos because people learn by seeing and hearing. If you're on the video, it's even better because then they can see your facial expressions, your emotions, your intentions, what you're conveying. There's so much more effectiveness by having you be on camera. And let's be honest, one of the critiques of online courses, of e-learning, of computer-based training, is it's not personal. If we're just reading PowerPoint slides or doing quizzes, and if there's no person you are watching and in a way interacting through that screen, there is that impersonal feel, and a lot of people don't like that. They want to be trained by somebody they can see, they can hear, and they can learn from. So don't shy away from being on camera, even if you're nervous, if you're scared, and we'll talk about that in future episodes, how to overcome some of those concerns. So the second item, or the second reason why you must use video in your online course, especially with you being on camera, is video is versatile, or versatile, depending on where you are from. You can take the audio out and make a transcription for people to read. And if it's a free course, that may help with your SEO, having that text that Google can crawl. You can also have the audio as a download. Maybe somebody wants to listen to it on their smartphone when they're in the car. As well as, if it's a free course, you could put it on YouTube. You could put it on Vimeo and different social media platforms to share it. And video is versatile because it's more effective. And so people want to watch video rather than just read or just listen. However, there are definitely people that do prefer to read the transcript as they're following along with the video. Maybe English is not their second language, or whatever language you're speaking in is not their primary language. It really helps the learning process for them to be able to read as you are going through the video. And then, like I said, people love to download the audio. They can put it on their computer. They can put it on their phone. They can put it on their iPad. Maybe they can't stream the video, or they don't want to download the video, and it takes too much resources or bandwidth to play that on their device. So video is versatile because it allows you to do a lot more than just have the video. You can strip out the audio, make a transcription. You can have the MP3 as a download as well. The third reason why you must use video in your online courses, especially with you being on camera, is, we're all lazy and we want to watch something rather than just read it. I've asked probably hundreds of people, about video. Would they rather watch something, listen? And, I think podcasting is a great medium for travel, whether you're mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway, going on a trip, going on a run. If you're mobile, listening to audio is a great way. So again, that's why stripping out the audio and having it as an MP3 makes your course more versatile. But people are lazy and they want to watch something rather than just read it. So make sure you have different elements in your video. So this might be you being on camera and then switching to some PowerPoint slides and then showing a photo of what you're talking about. And then cutting back to you demonstrating. It could be, an experiment, a demonstration, something where you're kind of using your hands and showing the setup or something like that. Maybe you switch camera angles. The idea is to change perspectives, change angles, change what the viewer is watching every 20 or 30 seconds. And again, I know this takes more work. I know this takes more time. But if you're really wanting to create an effective learning experience, this is well worth it. And this is well worth it, especially for those of you that have courses that are more evergreen. Maybe the content isn't changing as much. And let's think about it. Let's say the content is changing. Think about how you can swap out those modules or those parts of the video with, whenever a new software update comes through or whenever a new law gets announced. You can make addendums to the video. You can make changes. You can swap stuff in and out. There are ways where you don't have to record the entire video or the entire course. You can only record, certain aspects that have been changed or updated that you need to then put into your course. So again, just remember, people are lazy. They want to watch something rather than just read it or listen to it, especially if they're in front of their computer. Now, then the fourth reason you should consider using video in your online courses, and I think you must use video in your online courses, especially with you being on camera, is video gives more perceived value. My friend and mentor, Dan Miller, talks about the Thump Factor. He used to, early on in his days before he was a New York Times bestselling author and, famous podcaster and entrepreneur, he had a workbook that was 48 days to the work you love. And he could have created this really short booklet, maybe, 50 pages or so, front and back printed pages. But he created a large workbook that was printed on, only the front. There was enough spacing so people could take notes, and it came in this kind of heavy 3-ring binder. And so he'll, demonstrate. If you go to one of his seminars, he'll kind of, toss it to the ground and it thumps. There's that thump factor, which gives more perceived value. So some of you may think, well, how does video give more perceived value? Well, let me just rattle off 10 stats. I know this is going to be overwhelming. I'll put these in the show notes for you, for those of you that do want to read these and look at these. So we'll just kind of rattle these off one at a time, all right? So the amount of time online users spend watching online videos has grown 38.5% in the past 2 years, and that's according to Nielsen. Number 2, websites with video content enjoy 88% more time spent on pages by visitors. And again, this first few stats aren't for online courses specifically, but it's about sales pages, engagement, how much time people will spend on your website. Number 3, product videos increase the likelihood of purchases by 85%. So if you're going to do a sales page for your online course, have a quality video because that will boost your likelihood of purchase by 85%. Number 5, overall employees are 75% more likely to watch a video than to read documents, emails, or web articles, according to Forrester research. Again, 75% more likely. That goes back to, our point number 3. We are lazy and want to watch something rather than just read it. Number 5, corporations save between 50 and 70% when they replace instructor-based training with e-learning. That's according to the IOMA. So the last 2 stats were more e-learning, and then the last several will continue that. Microsoft used video to cut classroom training costs by $303 per person. So it started at $320 to just $17. And then Microsoft calculates that over 3 years, its video portal for employee training and knowledge sharing resulted in total costs saved and avoided of about $13.9 million per year. So the ROI for that period was estimated at 569. So the ROI for the period was estimated at 569%. So if you're in a corporate environment or if you work with other companies and are talking about e-learning and online courses, just cite that Microsoft stat right there. That's pretty staggering. The last two, Caterpillar found that e-learning yielded a cost reduction of between 40 and 78% based on the size of audience. So again, video gives more perceived value and it's more effective because of the stats I just read, just based on the research alone. All right, so let's recap the top four things, and then we'll go on to number 5. So the first thing is people learn by seeing and hearing. Number 2, video is versatile. Number 3, we're lazy when we want to watch something rather than just read it. Video gives more perceived value. And then number 5, video builds trust, especially if you're on camera. And I know we talked about this in one of the other bullet points there, but when people can see you, they get to know you. They get comfortable with you. You know, there's that phrase in sales that, that people won't buy from you unless they know, like, and trust you. So if you're going to have video, have it on your sales page, have it in your courses, because people can get to know you. Even if you feel so self-conscious, I meet a lot of people. Most people feel self-conscious on camera. They don't like how they look, how they sound, how they talk, how they act, how they do anything. And let me just help you. That's common. Almost everybody thinks that. I think that of myself. And we do a lot of videos. We've probably done hundreds and if not thousands of videos over the years. It's rare that people aren't nervous. They're usually self-conscious. But here's the good thing. Editing can make you look like a rock star. If you just put what's called B-roll or content over your edits or over the mistakes, nobody can tell. So don't let the fear of being on video stop you from creating video in your online courses. Well, there you go. Those are the 5 reasons why you must use video in your online courses. Let me know what you think. Are you struggling to create videos? Are you overwhelmed with maybe the time, the cost, the complication, etc. about creating videos? Or maybe you're just not sure how to create the most effective videos for your courses. You're trying to think, okay, I want to create these videos, but how do I know that they're effective in teaching and training? Or maybe you're not even sure what camera to use. Do I use my iPhone or do I need to buy a camera? Or can I use a DSLR? Those are all common questions and concerns. So if you're just dipping your toe into the water with video, or if you've been creating videos for a long time and you really want to up your game, increase the production quality, go to onlinecoursecoach.com/7 tips, and you can get the free video, 7 tips to create better online course videos. And in the coming weeks, I will have a free mini course, 3 videos that will really talk about some of the things that I find that most people struggle with, whether it's, the tools and resources, whether it's how to create effective videos in a short amount of time. There are a lot of concerns that people have. I really want to help you kind of get off your chair, and get in front of the camera and start making videos, because it does take some time, but it's my goal really to help, take my 13 years of experience and cut down on the amount of time it takes you dramatically. And I know we can do that. So again, go to onlinecoursecoach.com/7 tips, sign up for that, and let me know which tip is your favorite in the comments of the video. Well, that is the podcast episode today. Thank you so much for listening. Let me have you do this one thing. If you are at a conference, if you are on, social media or other things, and people are talking about online courses and videos, share this podcast episode out with them, whether it's through email or just say, hey, go to onlinecoursecoach.com and you'll find this podcast easily, or through social media, tweet it out, put it on your Facebook. I would be honored to have this episode and this podcast help more people. So that is one thing that you can do for me. Thanks again for listening to this episode. Keep coming back, keep listening, and keep this engagement. I love some of the tweets, the emails, the correspondence I've had. I just had a chat with Marianne from Denmark, and she was telling me, just some things she is impressed with or is learning, and she is going through this process of creating videos for her courses. And so, Marianne, just a shout out to you. Thanks for chatting there. And then I want to read our latest review from Glass by Night. Said, this is a great podcast with bite-sized episodes that are easy to digest. And then they said, insert cliche here. They also said, look forward to more info as I begin the creation of my own online courses. So thanks so much for putting that review there in the podcast. If you want to leave a review, you can go to onlinecoursecoach.com/reviews and leave a review for the podcast. All right, so now it's your turn. It's your turn to start making, to start teaching, to start using technology to create your online courses. So keep coming back to the show. Keep letting me know what you're learning, because it is my goal to help you to teach many, to impact millions.